Ladies and gentlemen, from the old firehouse in beautiful downtown North Manchester, Indiana, it's Good Night with Christopher Blue. Now here's your host, Christopher Blue!
Hello and welcome to Good Night with Christopher Blue. I'm Christopher Blue, and this is the last week of season 1. I can't believe it. It's been a wonderful season. This is the last superhero night of season 1, and so I must have my superhero co-host, Reverb. That's probably copyright music. Hello. Wonderful shirt. Can we get a close-up on this shirt? This is the last week that you can get this beautiful shirt. Walk right here. Look at that. Chethiya, zoom in. Make it epic. It's an awesome shirt. All right back here. Get the shirt. Last week you can do so. Link is in the description. It's got a ribcage. Reverb.
Yes.
This is the last superhero night of season 1 of this show.
It is.
God, it's crazy. But we will reminisce later in the week. Now, we need to talk about something awesome that happened a couple months ago. We've talked about hope a couple times on this show already, but we never gave you a chance to speak about Hope 2022 and your experience with it. So I wanted to take this last superhero night of season 1 to talk about this last hope that you were able to go to. So take it away. What was your experience like?
It was pretty good. Had a couple new people.
You might want to turn the mic. There you go. Yeah. Get right.
Had a couple new people.
Yeah. Do you want to shout them out? Who do we get?
Well, I'm not sure if this was Discordian's first hope.
I believe this was Discordian's first Chicago Hope. I don't know if it was their first Hope as a whole.
Okay.
But I do believe it was his first Chicago Hope.
And we had Dove join us. The Dove.
The Dove, who is a watcher of this show, which you have a story to tell about that.
Yeah, well, it was meeting him. It wasn't. Yeah, I've heard about you through Facebook or other social media, or I've heard about you on the news or anything else. No, first thing he said was, "Yeah, I've seen you on Good Night with Christopher Blue,"
which means the show's working. Yay! So thank you, Dove, for being a watcher of our show. Any other new real life superheroes show up?
Gonna be honest, I'm not sure if there was a whole lot of new people for their first hope. But Tiger did bring in three extra
civilian
sets of hands.
Yeah, civilian help
through TikTok. And they were great people. It was great having them. And as usual, we suffered the smells of Lower Wacker in Chicago, and it actually wasn't terrible the entire time. There were some spots where I was like, okay, well, I know what this spot's used for.
Yeah. Now I couldn't go this year, unfortunately, and we already shouted out the couple new people that you could think of. I'm going to try to shout out just from my knowledge of it, and then you could add more if there were other people. Geist was there.
Yeah.
You had Citizen Tiger, Patrioteer, Phoenix. Did Phoenix make it?
No, Phoenix was not able to.
Oh, okay. So you had Tiger and Patrioteer from our team there. Patchwork was there. I already mentioned Geist. The two.
Patchwork did bring his girlfriend or fiance. I'm not sure their whole relationship thing.
Right.
He did bring them.
Okay, wonderful. Let's see. We had the 2 Canadians, right? Canadian Justice and...
Don't do this to me. I don't remember.
Urban Knight?
Yes.
Yes, because we used to have a team called the Urban Knights, and that's always stuck with me.
They were actually on the mobile team this time around, so we weren't on the same team this year.
Okay. I can't think of anyone else that was there.
Grandma Hope?
I'm so sorry, Grandma Hope. How could I forget you? And Grandma Hope's husband was there as well?
He was going to if he had the time and energy after work.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure if he ended up joining up with Grandma Hope's team at some point.
Okay. Is there anyone else that you could think of?
God, no. And I hope I'm right. No.
Okay. Well, if there was anyone else at Chicago Hope in 2022, sorry, we have terrible memories. It was months ago at this point. I just want to take the time to thank everyone for coming out. Chicago Hope is an awesome event.
It was great.
And I'm glad that you guys could
have some deep dish.
Deep dish pizza? Yeah, nice. I will never miss a Chicago Hope again. I hope. I'm probably not going to make it next year now that I've said that. But so explain once again, just in case this is someone's first episode. What is Hope?
Hope is basically just a gathering of superheroes, of real life superheroes, and it can be from the same city, it can be from the same state, the state over, across the country, or in our 2 friends that joined us this year, other countries. And it's generally just one city that is picked for the day. And normally where we do our individual work or our work as a group in our cities, we all get together and kind of just storm a larger city that's desperately in need of help.
In this case, Chicago.
Yep. We've had there have been hopes in other cities, but yep, this year was Chicago, and we do a large outreach. We spread into 2, 3, 4 teams depending on how many people we have. And we cover as much of the city as we possibly can. We go to the known locations of unhoused people, and we deliver anything we can, from food, water, toiletries. We try to give to them in some sort of a reusable grocery bag, or this year we were able to do backpacks.
Yeah, that's awesome. And what would you say was the most memorable thing of the trip for you this year at Hope?
During Hope or the way there?
I mean, I would say that, like, you know, in almost every mission we do, there's always something that we take away from it, you know? What would you say is the thing that's going to stay with you about this past Hope? And I mean, even if it was on the way there, you know.
I mean, I guess well, on the way there, I arrived at Patriotier's house earlier than I was meant to. Was completely my fault. But
how fast were you going?
Whatever the speed limit was.
They can't arrest you for saying how fast you were going, because they can't prove you were going that fast. It's just you talking on the internet. So how fast were you going?
It's all a blur.
It's all blur.
There was one point that I had to pull over, though, because one of my lights came on, but I stopped at a gas station to refill and turned my car back on. The light was gone. I'm just assuming it was an electrical problem, because I had 3 things plugged in, and my heater going when I first started. And anyway,
so back to the heroic side of things.
Well, I know that people are talking about how it feels like the community is dying down a little. Mm-hmm. There's not a whole lot of new blood that's actually being active. But the fact that we were still able to have the attention of the Tigers TikTok friends, and we had the Dove join us. Mm-hmm. It shows that it's not as booming as it used to be, but it's still showing that we're making a positive impact and showing impact.
Shout out to our Florida friend.
But we're still getting our efforts are still getting the attention of other people, and they're joining us to make a difference.
Yeah, and I would like to add, hope is, it's a giant outreach, which is awesome. But hope is more than that. Hope is a place where real life superheroes can gather, be with people of their own kind,
yeah,
and rejuvenate their own batteries to help push them for the next year to come. I've heard Dusk compare it to like a Comic-Con for real life superheroes.
Essentially, yeah, it's pretty nice because before we did the work, we all gathered at one spot and we just hung out there for a few minutes, just chatting, having a good time, and then of course we went to a restaurant before heading out, and it was nice to just be open about everything. Like I keep my identity pretty secret, so it was just nice to take my mask off and relax and just talk about something. And if I accidentally let something like saying the word mask or patrol or anything like that slip, and it's all good.
You get to be yourself at dinner.
Yeah,
and people can see the real Reverb, which was kind of nice. I remember back in 2019. That was unfortunately the last time I've been able to go. And I got to see some people who I don't know their identity or anything, and I was surprised to see what they looked like without the mask.
Yeah.
And it was a pleasant surprise. Back then, I don't think I came out publicly. Now I'm very public of my identity, but I agree with you. It was very refreshing at that point to be able to just be myself at dinner with all these other people who think similarly.
Like the one you went to, we actually I think it was I don't know if it was that night. I think we went to an ice cream place with Nightingale,
mm-hmm. Jaguar.
Yep.
And Tiger was there.
Tiger. There was someone else.
I think it was Osprey. Because I don't think
Bug and Rock and Roll.
Were they there as well? I know they were there for like a lightsaber fun thing, but
I think we were all at the same hotel.
Oh, okay, right, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I don't think they joined us at the ice cream thing though. But yeah, and then after this year, after we had done our mission and everything, we all kind of just hung out in the parking garage, just chatted and got a few pictures in, and talked about like what we like doing in our spare time, or what we're excited to start doing again, or stuff that we carry or stuff that we're looking to get.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a mishap.
I didn't even think about this story. Yes, please. Actually, hold on this story.
Okay.
Before we get on this story, let's talk about more of the good.
Okay.
So, what would you say was like the most impactful thing that happened at Hope this year? Because I know, I believe, and please correct me if I'm wrong, because again, I wasn't there, but I believe it's been said that
Wrong.
You guys... Oh, is it wrong?
Go ahead.
Okay. I believe it's been said that you guys passed out 217 packs in just 3 hours.
Yeah.
Wow! That's crazy. So, like, how did that end up happening? Like, that's a lot of packs to be handing out in such a short amount of time.
Well, we had broken up into 2 teams with the different amounts. But I think because we didn't come across as many this year on Lower Vaca. But we did have Grandma Hope and the mobile unit topside, and they were driving around and getting to farther destinations and camps and stuff. But as I don't know if I want to say unfortunate, but it was kind of nice not seeing so many homeless people there because I believe it was Patch had told us that there was an organization and they were doing a thing where if you had any kind of identification on you or anything, they would put you up somewhere. They'd give you vouchers for food, I think, and clothes. I'm not completely sure. Mm-hmm. But we're thinking that that's where a lot of them went, which sucks we weren't able to help them, but it is nice to know that they were at least helped.
Yeah, that's awesome. And now we can move on now that we've gotten the good out of the way, so it doesn't seem like Hope is just a gathering for fun. You guys do awesome work as well. But you said you had a mishap.
Yes.
And I love this story. I'm so glad you remembered to bring this up. What happened?
So this is actually going to go back about 10 years.
Okay.
10 years ago, I was looking at getting a belt, but the belt I wanted was unfortunately just a belt with fixed pouches, a fixed number of pouches, and you couldn't change their location or their sizes. So I ended up not getting that belt, went with a different one. But the way things have advanced, I was able to get that belt because I could find smaller gear to fit into it. And that smaller gear happened to be a pepper spray, just a tiny little plastic one. And it's been fine. I haven't had any problems with it.
And just to note about pepper spray, obviously we don't carry pepper sprays hoping to shoot it willy-nilly or whatever.
Oh, yes, no.
We only carry it in case of emergency where we're in a situation where we have to defend ourselves.
We would rather not use it.
Just wanted to put that out there.
Yes.
That's the only reason we carry pepper spray. Go on.
But it was after the event. Actually, no, I noticed it before the event. I was talking with Dove and just fidgeting around with my belt a little bit because it kept sliding off. But, it was kind of feeling oily. And I was like, I don't know what that is, whatever. Maybe some oil from the pizza or something. I spilled an oil somewhere. I don't know. But we continued to work. I completely forgot about it. And I was talking with Dove again after the mission in the parking garage where we were all gathered. And I was fidgeting with my belt again. And I noticed it again. I was just moving it around in my fingers. I'm like, I don't know what this is. It really feels like a strong oil, and it's not what I was expecting pepper spray to feel like. Because last time I felt pepper spray, it was on my face, and I didn't take the time to go. Noted. So I was like, this is not what I'm expecting. And I was like, oh no, did my pepper spray go off? And so I reached in and I pulled it out, and oh no, before I pulled it out, I sniffed my fingers, and I was like, okay, it does not smell like pepper spray. And I pulled it out and I went to shake it a little bit, and I could hear it moving around inside, and I'm like, okay, well, I don't know if that's good or if it means that there's a little space inside because it's sprayed. But I smelled the canister, and it didn't smell like it didn't smell like pepper spray. And so I'm like, whatever, well, I don't know what's going on, but I don't know which side is on or off anymore. So I'm going to set it down. I actually still have it in my car. But again, like, I didn't think it was pepper spray, and I didn't know what it was. And at the time I had my mask off, and we were talking, and just itched my eye a little bit, eyebrow, and then just kind of wiped my forehead. And about 2 or 3 minutes goes by, and my forehead's starting to warm up. I'm not thinking anything of it. There's about 10 of us all in a small area. I'm like, okay, maybe I'm just getting a little warm. And then they call us over for pictures, and that's when I really noticed that it's not just warm, it's starting to burn a little bit. And I put my mask on, and it is really burning.
Oh.
And I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm just going to keep quiet for the pictures. And they took 2 pictures, and I was like, guys, I think I got mace on my face. So,
oh, I love it. That's a wonderful story. I love that story. Well, Reverb, thank you for coming on and talking about hope. I really hope I can make it. I really wish I can make it next year. I plan to, and yeah. With that, that's our show. Thank you guys so much for liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Don't forget to ring that bell so you get notified whenever we upload new content. Until next time, good night, my sweet baby angels. I'll see you tomorrow.